Hello, Nick Jones here and welcome along to a HIIT session at the Lakeside Fitness Studio. Before you get started, please read the disclaimer in the description box below. And as always, if you are enjoying this content, please subscribe to the channel, it really helps me. Like, comment, share, whatever. Apart from that, let's get to it. So we're just going to start the warm-up with some swinging of the arms side to side. Some active stretches to start with. Then we're going to slowly lift the heart rate as the warm-up goes on. Now forwards and backwards with the arms, so arms nice and straight. And just kind of like marching arms. Now a warm-up for the rotator cuff, arms out straight to your side, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs down. Just switch them over. Then we're going to warm up the tricep, marching arms, but touch the back of your neck each time. This makes you bend your elbow and warm up the tricep and bicep. Next up, just some torso twists. So just twisting your shoulders and upper body in relation to your hips. This is warming up the back. Okay, now little jog, then knee up towards the chest, and then just hold it for a second, and then switch the sides. Little jog, hold the knee. Little jog, hold the other knee. Again, we're just slowly going to lift the heart rate now. Okay, so now up. So open the gate. So knee up towards your chest, then circle round, then hit a little squat, then do the other leg. Just warming up the hips and slowly starting to get that heart rate up.
10 seconds.
In a sec, we're going to switch directions. So we're going to go around the gate now. So start out wide and then bring it to the center of your body and then hit the squat in between each leg. Active stretches just gets every body part moving. Now next up, we're going to do some walkout. So from toes, then walk down onto the floor, kind of out into press up position, walk back in, then hands up towards the ceiling or sky in my case. Right, now reverse lunge with a little twist. Okay, so just a gentle reverse lunge, don't have to go too deep.
Halfway there.
And then if your left leg's forward, left twist. If your right leg's forward, right twist. Just this and some jumping jacks to go. And then we're going to be nice and warm, ready to go.
10 seconds.
So just a few jumping jacks, 10 seconds. And that's it, finish there. Now let's get ready to start the HIIT workout. So our first move is going to be our jumping push-up. So you can either jump everything into the air, arms as well as feet into the air, or you can do a jumping press-up. So let's go. We can do a jumping press up with just a clap with your hands, but keep your feet on the floor. Or you can go from knees and just jump with your hands, clap in the middle. Or if those are too hard, stay on your knees, press up down, press up, and then one hand touch one shoulder, back down into the press up, press back up, other hand touch the other shoulder. So those are your options on this first move. I'm going to keep going with the hardest version though. Then just try and get as many reps in the time as you can. You almost want to be counting your reps each round, and you want to be trying to either beat yourself or try and beat me. Either way, the harder you push yourself in these HIIT workouts, the more you get out of them. Rest there. Next move up, we are going to do our sea turtle. So you're going to go all the way down on your front, arms and legs nice and straight, in front and behind you. Then you're going to pull your arms up into the air, palms facing down towards the floor. Then you're going to pull your hands with straight arms round towards your bum. But as you get round towards your bum, you want to twist your arms so your palms are then facing up to the sky or ceiling. So, most important, palms facing the floor at the top of the move, palms facing the sky or ceiling when your hands are by your bum. Keeping your arms straight the whole time. This is really good for your rotator cuff muscle and your back muscles. Really good for strengthening them up. Also try and keep your arms in the air the whole time. You can actually hold some weights during this move if you like.
10 seconds.
However, I wouldn't really recommend anything more than 1 kilo in each hand. Apart from that, let's just keep it going all the way to the end of the round. 2, 1, rest there. Next up, we are going to do our squat jump with a 180-degree jump. So you're going to bend deep into the squat, chest up nice and tall, bum goes backwards and down. Jump up and twist mid-air, 180 degrees, straight back down into the squat. Jump up, twist back the other way. If you notice, I'm going the opposite direction each time. So once I'm twisting over my left shoulder, the next squat I'm twisting over my right shoulder. If this is too difficult for you, you can kind of slow the move down and do it in 2 stages. So do the squat, do the 180-degree jump, do the squat, do the 180-degree jump. To make it as hard as possible, do it all together. Or do what I'm doing now is the easiest option, where you do your squat and then just step through to face the other way, squat, step through to face the other way, squat. If you want to make this move as hard as possible, make sure you go nice and deep into that squat. You kind of want to get your hips and knees nice and parallel to really activate those legs. Now, we are finishing there and we're going over to the wall sit. So you can either do a wall sit normally, both legs on the floor, 90-degree angle at the legs, and you want your feet directly underneath your knees. Or you can do the option I'm going to do, which I'm going to do one-legged wall sit for half the round and then switch legs for the other half of the round. If you look at me doing it, I actually would recommend myself to go a smidge lower and have that foot a little bit more underneath the knee, which I do when I switch legs. However, I hadn't actually sat up against the cabin and didn't actually know whether it was going to work or not because of the concrete base. So, right, here we go. I switch over now and that's a much better position there. 90-degree angle at the leg, foot is directly underneath the knee, and then just sat up against the wall, holding it in one spot. If not, just do both legs on the floor. 3, 2, 1, rest there. Next up, we're going to go for some plank jacks. So you're going to be in the plank position, forearms on the floor and toes, but then you're going to be jumping your feet in and out. Okay, so both feet out, both feet in, both feet out, both feet in. Okay, let's go when you're ready. And that's again, to make it harder, jump out wider each time and go faster. If not, to make it easier, just kind of step it out. So just step one leg out, one leg out, one leg in, one leg in. So any of these moves you see today, to make them easier, take the jumping element out of it. To make them harder, do the jumping element more ferociously. But the more you put in, the more you get out. But just do as much as you can do.
10 seconds. Rest.
Okay, rest there. So next up, you're going to do your walkout rotation. So our walkout is where you stand up nice and tall and then you walk your hands down into press up position, trying to keep your legs nice and straight. Then you're going to take one hand up towards the sky or ceiling, put it back down on the floor, take the other hand up towards the sky or ceiling, rotate as far round as you can, both hands back on the floor, walk back in, stand back up, then come back down, walk back out towards press up position, then take it in turns and do one hand up towards the sky or ceiling at a time. Good rotation through the body. It's just going to work the muscles on the back of the body, open up the shoulder, open up the chest, and make sure we're working the back of the body as much as the front for that balance.
10 seconds. Rest.
Okay, rest there. Next up, what we're going to do is jump lunges. So you're going to hit the bottom of a lunge. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Go as deep as you can down into the lunge. The back knee should be scraping the floor and the front knee should not go over the tongue of your trainers. Then you're going to jump up as high as you can, switch the legs over. Again, if that is too hard, take the jump element out of it and just do alternating reverse lunges without the jump like I'm demonstrating there. But if not, if you want to make it as hard as possible, keep going with the jump lunges. These are really difficult, these. To make them harder, jump higher and go deeper into the lunge. To make them easier, don't jump as much as you can, slow it down a bit, or just step them out.
10 seconds.
Finish there. Next up, we're gonna hit our lunge hold. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start left leg forward, right leg back, and we're just gonna drop down into lunge as deep as you can without your knee touching the floor, and then you're just gonna hold it there. I have to admit, watching this back, I should have gone a little bit deeper. So if you can, get that rear knee scraping the ground, but not touching the ground. The deeper that is at the back, the tougher you're gonna make it on the legs. The more you're going to tone and shape them and keep that heart rate up. Again, to make it easier though, don't go quite as deep.
Seconds.
First round, we're going to do this way round, and then our next lap through, we're going to do the other leg. Rest there. Right, big finish on the first round. We have got our burpee side jump burpee. Okay, so when you burpee down, your chest wants to hit the floor, and then you're going to burpee up to standing position, jump over the width of your mat, and then go straight back down into a burpee, chest touches the floor. Try and get that chest to touch the floor as many times as you can in the 45 seconds. I really try and light myself on fire on this round. The faster you go, the higher that heart rate, the more you spike the metabolism, the more calories you burn, and the more calories you burn after you finish the session.
10 seconds.
I think I get about 16 reps, but with a big jump and the chest touching the floor.
Rest.
Breather there, and let's get ready for round 2. Back to the jumping push-ups. Remember all the different options. You can either jump your hands and feet into the air, one big explosive movement, or just your hands, but from toes with a clap in the middle. Or you can go from knees, jump up with a clap in the middle. Or if you don't want to jump at all, just do your press up from knees, come up, tap one shoulder with one hand, down into the press up, tap one shoulder with the other hand, down into the press up, etc. I'm going to keep going now with the toughest version. And again, just count your reps in the round, see if you can beat the first round, or can you maintain it or stay as close as possible to the first round. Just work as hard as you possibly can.
10 seconds.
Rest there. Next up, that sea turtle onto your front, arms and legs nice and straight out in front and behind you. Then you're going to lift your arms up into the air, palms facing the floor. Keeping your arms straight, pull your arms down to your side. And then rotate your arms to the back of the hand touches your bum, okay? And then your palms will be facing the ceiling. Then rotate back up to the top, palms facing the floor. Then back round, palms facing the ceiling. And again, try and keep your arms in the air the whole time if you can, if you want to work that rotator cuff and back better. However, if you need a pause at the top position, that's fine too. Most important thing on this move, palms are facing the floor at the top of the move, where your arms are out in front of your head. Then when your hands are by your bum, palms facing the ceiling or sky. Rest there. Right, we're into the squat jump with 180-degree twist in midair. So you're going to go deep into a squat, jump into the air, twist all the way around 180 degrees if you can. Go over your left shoulder first, then go over your right shoulder on the second rep, and then just repeat. And just go left, right, left, right, left, right. Again, any of these moves, if you want to make them easier, don't jump quite as vigorously, you know, slow it down, step it out, so kind of do the jump separately. Or if you want to make it easier still, don't do the jump at all like I'm doing now and just kind of walk it through. Squat 180-degree twist, squat 180-degree twist, etc. However, if you want to make it as hard as possible, do it as one solid motion. Squat, deep into the squat, jump, twist, and land in the next squat. And then just keep going like I'm doing right now. This is the hardest version, keeping that squat depth low. Rest there, over to the one-legged wall sits or double-legged wall sits, depending on which option you're doing. So remember, we want 90 degrees at the knees and feet directly underneath your knees. You don't want your feet out in front of your knees and you don't want them behind your knees. And then option, take one leg up into the air for half the round, then switch the legs for the other half. So as you can see on this first round, again, my foot is a little far ahead of my knee. I'd rather it just be a bit more underneath my knee, and I could go a smidge lower.
Halfway there.
Then swap the sides. It's better on this leg. That's the perfect kind of angle we want your leg at.
10 seconds.
And just see it through. Less than 10 seconds. 5 seconds to go. Rest there. Next up, the plank jack. So back to a bit of upper body cardio. So you're in the plank position on your forearms. So your elbows and hands are the ones touching the floor. Toes are on the floor. And you're going to jump your feet out, jump your feet in, jump your feet out, jump your feet in. Or to make it easier, just step your feet out, step your feet in. Okay, without the jump. And to make it harder, jump quicker, jump wider, jump faster. But again, it's all on you. Just go as hard as you can make it. That's the thing with these HIIT sessions, it's interval training. We spike the heart rate, the metabolism, so we're burning calories long after we finish the session. So, just give me everything you got.
10 seconds.
And rest there. Next up, we're going to do those walkout with rotations. Okay, so you're going to walk out into press-up position. So you're going to stand up nice and tall, walk out into press-up position, then just take one hand off the floor, reach it up towards the ceiling, rotate round, put it back on the floor, do the same with the other hand, put it back down, and then walk back in, stand back up nice and tall, and then repeat. Walk back out to the press-up position, take one hand off at a time, reach round up towards the ceiling or sky, and walk back in, stand up nice and tall, and just repeat from there. Just working the muscles on the back of the body, opening the shoulder, opening the chest. So we're working the back of the body as much as the front.
10 seconds.
Rest there. Next up, those jump lunges. So you're going to hit the bottom of a lunge. You're going to go one leg nice and far forward, one leg nice and far back. Sink down, hit the bottom position of a lunge. Then you're going to jump out of it and try and switch the feet round and catch yourself at the bottom of the lunge. Let's go. If that's too difficult, because this is a very difficult move, really gets the heart rate up, really blast the legs, just step it out like I'm doing now instead. So we're just doing alternating reverse lunges where your feet stay forward, take one big step back, drop the rear knee down towards the floor, step back in, and then do it for the other leg. If not, keep going with this one, the harder option, and just do what you can.
Seconds.
But apart from that, just keep going. Just do as many as you can in the time. Deep as you can, high as you can. Deep as you can, high as you can. Rest there. Next up, the lunge hold. We're going to do the other leg from the that we didn't do from the last round. So we're going to go right leg forward this time, left leg back. Sink down to the bottom of the lunge and just hold it as low as you can.
Let's go.
You want that rear knee as low to the ground as you can. Again, to make it tougher, literally have your hairs grazing the floor. If you have hairs on your legs, that is, obviously. But to make it easier, don't go as low. And then just hold it for the time, just hang in there.
Halfway there.
Again though, if I was coaching myself,
10 seconds.
I would actually say go a smidge lower. I thought I was lower than I was. But apart from that, hang in there all the way to the finish. Rest there. Come on out, shake it all out. We've got those burpee with the side jumps next. Time for some gas pedal, and let's really try and empty the tank on this one. Final cardio move before the abs. You're going to burpee down, chest touches the floor. Big side jump across the width of your mat I was doing. Then burpee back down, chest touching the floor. Again, how fast can you go? Can you match the burpees from your first round? Or can you beat them? Or how close to them can you get?
Halfway there.
Halfway, just push, push, push now. Approaching the finish. Last 15 seconds. I'm just going to count you down. How fast can you go?
Seconds.
Just go, 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 go. Less than 10. 5 to go. 3, 2, 1. Rest there. All done for cardio. Bit of extra breather now, and then we'll go into the abs. So, just whilst you're recovering, our next move is going to be our side plank. So you're going to have an option of going from feet, elbow and hand, or you can go from knees, elbow and hand. Make sure to take pressure off the shoulder. Make sure you're pushing through your hand as much as your elbow. And then, if you can, do the harder option like I'm doing there. But either way, I want you focusing on your abs and trying to squeeze your abs, okay? So with the cardio rounds, it's kind of about surviving them.
Halfway there.
Whereas now we're trying to work our abs as hard as we possibly can. If you're still feeling too much pressure in the shoulder, you can put the other hand down on the floor as well. I hold this one a little bit longer just to get a bit of extra out of it, so I sort of went through the rest. You can too if you like, and then I'm just going to quickly switch over and do the other side now, straight back in. Again with the ab rounds, I try and take as little rest as I can, and remember that option, you can go from knees or go from feet. Either way, have your elbow and hand on the floor, and make sure you're pushing through that hand as much as the elbow. That's the key to taking the pressure off the shoulder. And then just hold your hips up into the air and just hold it as long as you can. But feel those abs working. Try and actively tense those abs to keep your bum in the air.
10 seconds.
Okay, so rest there. Next up, you're going to do a sit up with a twist. So lie on your back, legs bent. Then you're going to try and sit all the way up and then twist opposite elbow to opposite knee. If this is too difficult for you, you can just stick with your normal crunch. So where you don't sit all the way up, you just stay on your back and just lift your shoulder blades up into the air, little pause, little squeeze at the top. If you're doing that option, try and keep your chin away from your chest, try not to pull on your head. So this is the option now. That's your normal crunch. And it's a case of just lift your shoulder blades on and off the floor. Apart from that, stick with this option, the sit up and twist. If you're struggling with it a bit, have your arms out straight above your head and kind of really throw your hands forward to help get you off the ground.
10 seconds.
But to make it harder, go slower with the move. To make it easier, try and go faster with the move. Okay, breather, dead bug next, okay? So what you're going to do is curl yourself into a ball, arms and legs nice and tight and in. And then you're going to stretch your arms and legs as far out as you feel you can. And then bring everything back in. So arms and legs straight and out. Arms and legs in. Lift the shoulder blades at the top position to get that crunch at the top. That's the key bit. But only stretch out as far as you feel your back will let you, okay? Like I'm not stretching myself all the way out nice and long just because I start to feel it a bit in my back. So just stretch out as far as you feel you can. But just make sure you're feeling it in the abs, not the back. Another option is you can just extend one leg out at a time if you are feeling it in your back.
10 seconds.
Or to make it a little bit easier, because this is a hard move. Just make sure the shoulder blades are coming up into the air at the top position. That's the key bit. Rest there. Lap 2. Side plank first. Hand, elbow, forearms, toes touching the floor on your side. Lift your hips up into the air. Easier option, go from knees.
Let's go.
To take a bit of extra pressure still off the shoulder, you can still put your other hand down onto the floor. Apart from that, again, try and focus on those abs working. Try and squeeze the abs as hard as you can. And let's go, go, go.
Halfway there. Seconds.
So not a huge amount for me to teach on this one. It's a case of just holding your body up in the air, either from feet or from knees. Just remember those options and just remember to push through your hand as much as your elbow to take pressure off the shoulder. The focus needs to be the abs. Rest there, but you can hold it a little bit longer if you want, like I did. And then you're going to roll over, switch the sides to the other side plank. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Other side for the side plank. Remember, hand, elbow, feet on the floor, or go from knees if you feel too much pressure in the shoulders. But remember to push through your hand as much as your elbow in order to keep your hips in the air.
Halfway there.
Most important thing is to focus on tensing your abs to keep your hips in the air. Actively try and squeeze them, try and feel them working.
10 seconds.
Training abs is a bit different to doing cardio. It's a case of you need that mind-muscle connection to really work them. Otherwise you'll start to feel it elsewhere.
Rest.
And you won't be getting the most out of your ab training. Okay, rest there into the sit-up with a twist. So legs bent.
Let's go.
And then sit all the way up, opposite elbow to opposite knee, alternating knees. And again, remember you can just stick with a normal crunch instead on this one, so where you have your legs in the air, hands gently supporting the head, and just kind of lift your shoulder blades on and off the floor. But the whole point of this move is just to kind of give your hip flexors a bit of a rest before the next move.
Halfway there.
As the next move, so this is the option, this is your crunch, and then this is the sit-up. And so we can get ready for that
10 seconds.
final move, the dead bug.
Rest.
Here we go then, final exercise of the workout, the dead bug to finish. Stretch everything out nice and long, and then crunch everything in nice and tight, lifting those shoulder blades on and off the floor. Remember, if you are feeling it in your back, maybe only kick one leg out at a time, and just get cracking as soon as you want. Big, big finish. Try and make every contraction in your abs harder than the last. 25 seconds to go.
Halfway there.
20 seconds to go. Big squeeze every time. Contract those abs. Squeeze them hard as you can. Don't stretch out too far if you feel it in the back. 10 seconds to go. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Big finish, 5 seconds.
Rest.
And have a breather there. Final exercise done. So pull your arms and legs nice and long and thin like a pencil. Try and bring your feet together, hands together. And then just suck in the tummy as hard as you can. Try and make yourself as long as possible. Feel a nice stretch through the abs. Okay, bring one knee in, relax. Then you're going to sit all the way up onto your bum. Cross your legs as if you're back in school. Chest up nice and tall. Walk your hands out slowly and then try and drop your elbows down towards the floor. Nice big stretch around the SI joint where your spine meets your pelvis. I like this stretch, it's a good one. So we're stretching our hips and our lower back at the same time with this stretch. So just holding this one for a good long time. Slowly sink deeper and deeper as the time goes on. Okay, next up we're going to do both hamstrings at the same time. So put both legs out nice and straight at kind of 45-degree angle. And what you're going to do is you're going to keep your chest up nice and tall and just lean forward. You should feel a nice stretch up the back of the legs. Try and pull your toes towards you to get a stretch down into the calves too. And just sink forward. Just feel that stretch. Again, if you do want a bit more of a stretch, I have got a whole stretch series dedicated to hip and back stretching. Now, apart from that, onto your side, quad stretch, heel to bum. Try and push your hip nice and far forward. You want to look down at your knee and see that your hip and knee are in a nice straight line. And try and get that heel as near to the bum as you can. Roll over onto the other side, other quad stretch, heel right up to the bum. And then again, push that hip forward, pull that knee back, try and get your knee and hip in a nice straight line to get the most out of the stretch. Okay, next up we're going to go for child's position. So we're going to go for feet together, knees apart, hands up nice and high, arms nice and straight. Sink back towards your heels with your hips and then push your head down between the gap in your arms. Child's pose, I should rather say. And just sink into this. It's going to open up the chest, stretch the lats, stretch the shoulders. It's going to just open up that chest. Keep our posture nice and upright. Then just sink back, sit up, hands to the base of your spine, lift your chest, try and pull your elbows down and towards each other. Stretch that chest. Just have a good stretch to undo all those press ups. And then we'll call it a day there. If you did like that workout, please subscribe to the channel below, like, share, comment, whatever, and hopefully see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.